Good morning! Here is just a teaser. We're giving you here some pointers on what to expect in the exam that is not expected. Meaning to say, these are questions that you don't expect to be asked or may not be discussed to you during your studies. Before we proceed, let's define first the important acronyms you will encounter in this presentation. Most of the time, acronyms were included in the exam questions or in the answer choices. The examiner at times assume you know the meaning of these acronyms, which apparently some may not be familiar to you. RESA, Real Estate Service Act or RA 9646. RESA is the law that guides the practice for real estate service practitioners. PRBRES, Professional Regulatory Board for Real Estate Service. PRBRES was tasked to implement the RA 9646. Among the regulatory boards under the supervision of PRC, Real Estate Board is the only board that has 5 members. The reason for that is PRBRES is the only board that conducts licensure for 3 different professions. In real estate, there are licensed brokers, licensed appraisers, and licensed consultants. Though there are 5 recognized real estate practitioners, all other professional board has only 3 members for there is only one profession. Like for example, the Board of Accountancy for accountants, Board of Architecture for architects, Board of Civil Engineering for civil engineers, Board of Nursing for nurses, and others. PRC Professional Regulation Commission. The PRC supervises the Real Estate Board and all other professional boards. To date, there are 46 regulatory boards under the Commission. The Commission is composed of 3 members who are all commissioners. We address the Chairman Commissioner and the 2 other members, Commissioner 1 and Commissioner 2, or co-commissioners. The Real Estate Board presently is under the direct supervision of Co-Commissioner Yolanda Reyes. She is formerly the chairman of the Architecture Board. DOLE, Department of Labor and Employment. DOLE is the supervising agency of the government to PRC. DOLE is direct to the Office of the President. PRC before is direct to the Office of the President, not until the issue on nursing board exam leakage. It was during the term of President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo it happened that the PRC was put under another agency, which is the DOLE. IPO Accredited Integrated Professional Organization. IPO is the only organization accredited to PRC to represent the professionals of certain regulatory board. In our case, PILRES is the IPO organization that was first and only recognized of PRC. To date, it is a status quo. We do not have yet an IPO for it expired last 2014. From that time on, PILRES application for renewal was not acted upon. It is still under appeal to the present commission to act on it favorably. REB Real Estate Broker. Real estate broker is the only authorized agent to represent a party in the real estate transaction. Take note of that. So other people selling real estate are colored for being unauthorized to sell unless there is a broker who authorizes them to be represented of a salesperson. And that salesperson must undergo accreditation process at PRC. Once the salesperson is accredited, that is the only time they can work to represent a broker to do a real estate transaction. REA Real Estate Appraiser, Real Estate Assessor. Appraiser acts as an expert in valuation, which is being rendered through a report in acceptable written form. And a licensed appraiser is called real estate assessor only when working in the government, performing appraisal and assessment of real properties for taxation purposes. There is no identity or professional card issued by PRC that will identify one as a professional assessor. It is only by virtue of being employed in the government that they are called real estate assessor, although they are recognized as another real estate practitioner in Section 3G of RESA. Only real estate appraiser license is being issued by PRC. REC Real Estate Consultant. Real estate consultant renders professional advice and judgment on the first part, the acquisition, enhancement, preservation, utilization, or disposition of plants or improvements thereon. In the second part, the conception, planning, management, and development of real estate projects. It is the highest level of profession in the real estate service for earning such expertise and being able to give advice. SP Salesperson. Real estate salesperson performs service for and in behalf of real estate broker. They act as an agent of a broker. They only represent a broker in a transaction. So therefore, the salesperson must be engaged only by the broker and not by a corporation or a company. Likewise, shares in the commission, professional fee, compensation, or other valuable consideration given to broker for representing a broker in the real estate transaction. Please note, as a matter of being authorized only of the broker, the salesperson cannot directly receive his compensation, though at present, there are still developers practicing direct hiring of salesperson, when in fact it should only be done by the broker. This is one of the old practice that was not changed for some reasons. Sometime in the future, since it's already a law, everything will be put in its right place. If you need a clarification on this matter, you may write your comment below this presentation or chat me in FB Review Group. Members of the First Real Estate Board. As I have said, there are 5 members of the board. Since they are the first board, the 5 members' appointment were done all together. They were all appointed on March 10, 2010. The first PRBRES chairman, Dr. Eduardo G. Ong. During his appointment, Dr. Ong was the program director of CREVA LaSalle program in real estate management, being the president of the CREVA Research. I was the CREVA Research corporate secretary then. Being appointed to PRC, he has to relinquish all his affiliations that will be in conflict to his position. I assume his position as acting president of CREVA Research and likewise as program director in LaSalle. I served the remaining months of his term. He has 2 licenses from DTI, REB and REC. His rail license was gotten by virtue of Resolution Number 1. The second member of PRBRES is Rafael M. Fajardo. His appointment persisted until the second set of members of the board. He is the longest-seated member of the board for 10 years now. He has 3 licenses from DTI, REB, REA, REC. The only member of the board that did not benefit from Resolution Number 1. The third member of the PRBRES is Florencio Cedinho. His death is one of the reasons why the REB and REA exams were cancelled in 2018. The board did not have a quorum and likewise, the need for appointment of additional member to have a quorum. It was in 2018 that we have a second set of appointees. His death led to the appointment of second board members. 2 were appointed in August 8 and October 15, 2018. The last one was appointed in January 2019. He died during his incumbency as a board member of PRBRES on March 12, 2018. He gained his REA license by virtue of RA 9646 Grandfather's Clause. His 2 other licenses, REB and REC, were gotten through Resolution Number 1. The fourth member of PRBRES is Ramon C. F. Cuervo III. When he died in 2014, there were only 3 members left. He died during his incumbency as member of PRBRES in July 2014. He has 2 licenses, REB and REA, from the DTI. His other license, REC, was gotten by virtue of Resolution Number 1. Last but not the least, member of PRBRES, Bansan C. Chowa. Bansan Chowa resigned in 2012. When he did that, there were 4 members left at the board. He has 1 REB license from the DTI. His other 2 licenses, REA and REC, were gotten by virtue of Resolution Number 1. Again, to reiterate, the first 5 members of the Real Estate Board were appointed on March 10, 2010. Now, the second set of members of the board appointment comes after the need arises and therefore did not come at the same time. Members of the second Real Estate Board, Ofelia C. Binag, the chairperson, and the 2 other members, Pilar M. Torres Banaag and Jose Arnold M. Tan. And the last one is existing first member of the board, Honorable Rafael M. Fajardo. The second PRBRES chairperson, Ofelia C. Binag. She has 1 license, REB, earned last 2012. She was appointed last August 8, 2018. The second member of the second board is Pilar M. Torres Banaag. She has 2 licenses, REB and REA, earned from DTI. She has earned her REC license at PRC in 2012. She was appointed last October 15, 2018. The third member of the second board is Jose Arnold M. Tan. He is representing the government sector. He gained his REA license by virtue of RA 9646, Grandfather's Clause. He was appointed last January 11, 2019. The new members of the board, except for Ofelia C. Binag, were nominees of the IPO PILRES. They went through the rigorous section done by the professional board selection, which names are shown in this photo taken from the PRC website, archive data in 2015. From the shortlisted nominees, the 2 are already seated. Pilar M. Torres Banaag and Jose Arnold M. Tan, while Banaag was mistakenly listed as Pilar M. Torres and Jose Arnold Tan as Arnold M. Tan. The only first member of the first board that is seated at the second board is Rafael M. Fajardo. He was also appointed as technical member at CHED in 2018. He has 3 licenses from DTI, REB, REA, and REC. Now let's go to the regulatory structure. The preliminary information I have presented here are not specifically included in the subjects contained in the broker's exam. For example, the information about members of the board. These were asked in the exam. These were only few of the examples that were not taken nor discussed in your subjects but many times were asked in the previous exams. At times, even the organizational structure of how the professional regulation run their affairs through the board down the individual professionals. They also ask information related thereto. Just take a look at the next slide. These are example questions that were asked in the previous exams. Under what government agency is the Professional Regulatory Board? The answer here is PRC, Professional Regulation Commission. Under what government agency is the Professional Regulation Commission? The answer here is DOLE, Department of Labor and Employment. Take a look at this structural organization. The most vital in the 5 stages here is the PRBRES, as that is the body that implement the RA 9647. Now, who nominates candidates to become member of the PRBRES? The individual practitioners. How it is done? Through their chapters. The chapters submit all the names of nominees and shortlisted by the IPO to be recommended to PRBRES and PRC. The IPO members should have a say to who is going to lead them. That is why, as a process, the individual members cast their nominees to IPO to be recommended to PRBRES. The PRBRES likewise should submit their nominees to the PRC, and likewise the PRCs submit their nominees to the DOLE, and the DOLE, as the agency directly reporting to the Office of the President, submit their final nominees. Here are more questions. Who is the PRC Commissioner? From the question, only one member is asked. If that is the case, it refers to chairman, and the answer is Honorable Teofilo S. Philando Jr. When you are asked who are the PRC commissioners, it is the entire member of the commission. This includes the chairman and these two, Honorable Yolanda C. Reyes and Honorable Jose Cueto. Who is the commissioner in charge of the real estate board? The answer is Yolanda Reyes. She is the former chairperson of Architecture Board. Who is DOLE secretary? The answer is Secretary Silvestro Bello III. Thank you. This is all for your teaser of the exam review. This is just a 15-minute talk. Imagine the 32 hours equivalent to 4 days that you have to study in 28 days. Though in your online, it is not purely slide recordings. There are slide presentations, video recordings, assessments, and exams every time you finish one subject. All of this will be accessed in a private e-learning platform like Learning Management System. Your diagnostic test, once ready, the link will be communicated through the email address that you have provided. I wish everyone good health, continuing opportunities, and more sales even at this pandemic period, and more blessings from God. Good day at mabuhay tayong lahat.